Kia ora, good evening. The Te neighbour of a family whose 10-month-old baby boy died from blunt force trauma injuries has told Newshub he heard hysterical screaming coming from the home on Saturday.
The infant suffered what police are calling violent injuries before he was rushed to hospital by a family member. Karen Rutherford has the story.
Round the clock, police are watching over this Te home, a haven for a young family where the peace was shattered on Saturday afternoon by an adult's distressed screaming.
It was quite shocking, to hear it. It was, I suppose you could call it hysterical. And I think in that situation, you would be hysterical.
Dave Roebuck's house looks over the scene. He says there was little time to help after the woman's mid-afternoon outburst.
By the time anybody could react, it was all over.
Because soon after, a red car linked to the address raced into the street.
The screaming started, and then within half a minute the car came down. Then the car left and the screaming was in the car.
So the person who was screaming left in the car? The person was screaming
left in the car. And I guess they were going to the hospital.
It's about a 4-minute drive from the scene here to Te Hospital, where police say the little boy was brought in unconscious on Saturday afternoon. Despite the best efforts of medical staff, he was unable to be resuscitated. Violent and fatal blunt force injuries on a 10-month-old that police say were not accidental, and that's hard to fathom in this small King Country community.
I think everyone's really cut up about this. No child should be abused in our society in New Zealand or in Te or wherever. Just very sad.
A scene examination is ongoing at the rented home in this quiet cul-de-sac. Neighbours say the family had moved in around a year ago.
I've never heard a baby there. Lucky to have heard kids there, but yeah, people coming and going, I just thought they worked. I don't know, probably quietened off in the last few weeks, but...
A number of officers have been brought in from out of town to work on this homicide. Police say they've been speaking to family members, including the child's parents.
If we suspect there's something going wrong in a household, we need to report it. We need to report it. Otherwise, an innocent little baby can suffer.
A plea that should resonate across all of New Zealand as this police inquiry ramps up.
Well, Karen is with us live now from Te with the latest. Karen, police are yet to speak to the media, and there's still a lot of activity at the scene where you are tonight.
Sam, even in the last half hour as it's got dark, we've seen a number of men and women in blue boiler suits, ESR scientists, forensic investigators going in and out, and they are expected to be at the scene well into the night, we're told. Oranga Tamariki is assisting police with this inquiry, which has been dubbed Operation Orwell. We're also advised by police that the post-mortem on the little baby boy is expected to take a number of days, but we are hoping for an update from the officer in charge tomorrow. Sam.
OK, Karen Rutherford live with those details. Thanks, Karen.